Hi Cam.
Hi Nerida.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Now, look, there are so many ways to make roast lamb, and I just want to know the simplest, most tasty, easiest way for me to prepare a roast lamb so I can bung it in the oven and know what to do.
Yep.
And it's going to turn out nice.
Okay. Look, it's really quite an easy little process. We've got a leg of lamb here. We've taken it out of the fridge nearly 2 hours ago. You really want the leg to be room temperature before it goes into the oven. If it's just come out of the fridge, rub a little bit of salt onto it. We put it into the oven. All we're doing is cooking it on the outside.
Okay.
We're not getting any heat into the middle there.
Okay.
If the meat's at room temperature now, the bone's warmed up a little bit,
Yeah.
and that's what we really want to get the heat into.
Okay, so that bone sort of acts like a heat conductor, cooking it from the inside out.
Absolutely. That bone there's full of marrow.
Okay.
And you really want to get temperature into the marrow. And you're going to cook the leg from the inside out,
Right.
as opposed to cooking it from the outside in. So to prepare the lamb, all we're going to do is we're just going to put 3 little holes in the top. Now we're just going to rub that down with some salt.
Yep.
And remember, at this point, you can get quite a lot of salt on it, particularly on the fat on the top here.
Okay.
We want to draw a bit of the moisture out of the fat. That's going to help us get a nice crispy skin.
And that's what
on
the
top
salt
there
does,
as
it
well.
draws it out?
That's what the salt's doing.
Okay.
At the moment. So we'll just flip that over as well. Just get a bit of seasoning on the other side.
And will that fat drain off?
A little bit of pepper. It will. Most of the fat will render out of it through the cooking process.
Okay.
And that's what's going to help us get all this nice and crispy as well.
Okay, because I'm not a lamb fat fan, really.
No, I love a bit of lamb fat.
Do you?
It's probably the best bit of the roast.
Really?
I reckon. Yeah. Okay. So now we're just going to get some garlic. Just 1 clove. Right. So we'll
Shove
just
them
have
in?
the garlic in there like that. Now,
Yep.
some people will say don't cut the top of the roast, you're going to lose moisture and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But really, we've got 3 little holes in here. We're not going to lose that much moisture out of
Okay.
it. Actually, that's not going to go in.
Because with meat, they do say don't ever, when it's cooking, they say never cut it to see if it's cooked because it'll all...
Yeah, which you shouldn't do, but that's a little bit of a different sort of process. If you're cutting into it there, you're going to break the seal. But what we're doing here, we've already broken the seal.
Okay.
We're not going to lose any moisture out of it.
Okay.
So all we do now, we'll just put that to the side. Now these vegetables here, I'm just going to rough chop them.
Yep.
And then we're going to sit the leg on that. That gives us pure air circulation around the leg.
Right. And why is that important?
Basically, it helps it cook a little bit more evenly.
Okay.
And you don't get a really dried caramelised meat on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
You want it lifted off. At work, a lot of the times we'll cook on rock salt and things like that for the same process to get the air circulation around the meat. And it just gives you an even product.
If not, tad salty flavour.
Oh, you brush the salt off, it's beautiful. You never know.
It would be. I'm a bit of a salt fan, I've got to say.
Salt.
Yeah.
You've got to have a bit of salt.
Yep.
So basically, we'll just chop these really rough.
Not peeled?
Not
Doesn't
peeled.
matter, no.
We've washed them.
Yeah.
But the peel. And putting the veg in the tray like this, it's also going to give us a base to make a sauce at the end. Now with the peel and the onion peel.
So all the veggie flavours come out?
All the veggie flavours, they mix
nice.
in with the meat flavours. We're going to have a bit of rosemary in there, so that's going to be a flavour in our sauce. The peel on the veggies also helps for the colour of the sauce at the end product.
Okay.
Because there's nothing worse than having a nice roast and a pale, flaccid looking sauce. So you really want to get some good colour in there.
Oh, I'm going to be a hit at my next Sunday lunch.
And I'm looking forward to the invite when you do get it in the oven.
Yeah, well. My roast might be too posh for you though. So you're just kind of chopping that up roughly as well?
Just as rough, doesn't matter. Okay. These veggies are going to be disposed of at the end anyway.
Right.
We'll strain them out once you do make that sauce.
It's funny because we're so, cooking at home, I'm so used to having everything nice, like peeling everything and making everything chopped evenly, and it just kind of seems a bit rough and tumble.
But look, if it's going to hit the table, you want it to be nice. In the initial cooking stage, doesn't matter. As long as you're just using it for the flavour. Okay. That garlic, we just cut it straight through the middle like that.
Wow.
Okay. Massive chunk like that.
Yep.
Peel on. Beautiful. Okay. Just mix all that up as it goes in there. Okay, a couple of sprigs of the rosemary, just throw them in there.
Can you use dried rosemary if you don't have any?
I suppose you could, yeah, if you don't have access to fresh rosemary.
Yeah.
But of course, to sprinkle a little bit of dried in there with it. I'd probably mix it through the veggies a little bit,
Yep.
just to protect it. Just take our leg over.
Oh, that looks just amazing.
So now we've got the meat on the veg. All we're going to do is just drizzle that with a little bit of olive oil.
Yep.
Just straight over the top. Not too much.
Okay.
Just give that a bit of a rub. And that is ready to go into the oven.
That looks absolutely stunning. Right, just gone in.
So I reckon 2 to 2.5 hours.
Yep.
180 to 200 degrees.
Yep.
And I think we'll have a fantastic leg of lamb for dinner.
Awesome, yay, thanks.
Thank you.